This is a Security Weekly production. This week on Stogie Geeks News, Avo Syncro Nicaragua gets a line extension. CLE has some new releases. Foundation Cigar Company releases the Upsetters and FDA Updates, so stay tuned. Welcome, everyone, to Stogie Geeks News for Friday, May 13th, 2016. That's right, it's Friday the 13th. I'm broadcasting live from G-Unit Studios in Rhode Island. On the lines via Skype is none other than Will Cooper. Welcome, Will.
Hey, Paul.
What's going on in the cigar world this week?
Oh, we're going to have some good news this week.
That's good. I'm glad. We need good news.
Yeah, we need good news. So kicking things off, Avo Syncro Nicaragua, line extension, new blend coming under that umbrella. It's called the Avo Syncro Nicaragua Fogata.
Fogata.
Yeah, now, I'm not sure why they picked I know what Fogata means. It means bonfire or campfire in Spanish. And it was kind of it was an inspiration from Avo himself for the cigar. I'm not sure how it ties in with music, but I guess it doesn't. But this is another cigar that contains Nicaraguan tobacco in it. It has a Habano 2000 Ecuador wrapper, a Mexican San Andreas binder. It's got Dominican fillers from Yamasa, Piloto, and San Vicente. And it's got fillers from Nicaragua, Esteli, and Condega. So the big difference with this, one of the big points of this cigar is it's using different Nicaraguan tobacco as opposed. The blend's completely different, but the Nicaraguan tobacco is also completely different.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And I noticed that short torpedo size, which looks very similar to the Griffin's Nicaraguan short torpedo size, which I love, by the way.
That was my first reaction to that. And yeah, that was my. Now these aren't box pressed either. These are actually going to be rounded too.
Yeah.
But that was that little short torpedo is a great cigar.
Excellent. We've got some updates from CLE as well.
Yeah, so they've just started releasing a couple of new blends under the CLE brand. So, CLE is this big umbrella. They got Asylum, Edgar Hoyle, Aroa in there, but CLE is a brand within themselves, and they released two box press lines. The first one is the Chele. And the Chele, what you need to know about that one is it features an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper that's box pressed. So they do have the CLE Connecticut that's still around, but this is going to be an Ecuadorian Connecticut in a box pressed size.
Not too many of those on the market today.
Not too many of those. Very hard cigar to do. 4 sizes: a 6x46, a 5x50, 6x52, and a 6x60, which they tend to be the 4 standard like Christian Aroa sizes you see a lot in this line. They also have another box press, which is the Prieto. And that's going to feature a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. Same sizes. Significant of that is there's not a CLE branded cigar that's a Maduro. There's Aroa's got some, Asylum's got some Maduro, but under the CLE brand they don't. And then what's significant about both these, not only are they both box pressed, they're both made in Nicaragua.
Interesting.
Yep. Not much more details on the blends though, other than the wrapper.
Yeah, I look forward to trying those, especially a box press Connecticut. That sounds very, very interesting to me.
Yeah, that does.
Foundation Cigar Company releases, is this a line extension or a whole new line?
A whole new line. Yes, the cigar line's called the Upsetters.
There's some interesting packaging on this cigar. And interesting sizes, wow.
Well, doesn't it look very familiar, that packaging?
It kind of does. That happens a lot. I've seen some packaging recently that I'm like, wow, that just looks like someone else's. Wow.
Right. What's really cool about this cigar is that Nick Malello, you think of him, Nick Aragua is his nickname. His L.O.N.C. was a Nicaraguan Puro. With this line, he is actually bringing in Jamaican tobacco, which, you really haven't seen.
Hence the packaging?
Yeah. Yeah, hence the packaging, hence the reggae theme, which you really haven't seen. Like Macanudo was using that very early on, but Jamaican tobacco is not something that's common. He's got 8 sizes in this thing. Each have Nicaraguan and Jamaican filler.
Wow.
Again, not a lot of details, but there's 3 different wrappers. 5 sizes are going to have a Claro wrapper, which is I guess going to be a lighter colored natural wrapper. 2 are going to have a Maduro wrapper, and 1 is going to have a Candela.
Wow, that's a
So
very interesting and very colorful
yeah,
array of cigars.
yeah. So it's kind of interesting. There's several different, and again, this is probably going to be one of these lines where the size is definitely going to matter, but the size is like the 5 that are Claro don't have a Maduro counterpart, so they're all different sizes with different wrappers, so to speak.
Looking forward to smoking that one as well.
Yeah, and it should actually start hitting the stores soon. There's been a limited, I think, release of those already, so you should start seeing them very soon.
And we have some FDA updates, which are good news, I think. Certainly not bad news.
No, it's not. There's I think we got hit with the blow last week. A couple of things. First of all, and there's a link on Cigar Coop, but there's 2 petitions. I know folks have seen petitions before. Okay, however, the language of the petitions has changed as a result of the FDA ruling last week, and really these are calling for there's a new one for Congress, there's a new one to the president. So the new one to Congress is not only telling people is not only telling Congress to support H.R. 662 and S 441, which are the bills to have an exemption for premium cigars, but they're also calling for folks the Congress to support the language in the appropriations bill for the exemption. So it's a little, again, that's a little different. And the one for the president is basically as well saying to the president, they're not asking the president for an exemption here. What they're saying is go back and talk to your agencies and have them look at what happened with the FDA because they're overarching their authority. So there's 2 links to them in Cigar Coop. We'll probably put them in here as well, where you should sign those petitions.
And Oklahoma Congressman Tom Cole was very vocal about that last point, Will, in stating, and I quote, "The FDA's announcement today that it plans to regulate all tobacco products is just another example of the Obama administration's regulatory overreach and nanny state mentality." Yep. Certainly not mincing words there and just coming out and stating his very clear-cut opinion on the matter.
Yeah, I mean, it was good that someone in Congress did respond. I think we need some more people in Congress to really stick their neck out now. But nonetheless, a positive. He was the first one to do it, which is always the most difficult thing.
Let's send Congressman Tom Cole some cigars on us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's great. We need that kind of support in Congress.
Yep.
And what was the last one on FDA? Oh, I read this one, Will. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it.
So actually, I've been talking to someone in the vape industry. So a company by the name, and this is related to a lawsuit that the vape industry is filing against the FDA on the rulings. Vapes are getting clobbered by this thing. You think cigars are getting hit? Well, everything with vapes is getting clobbered because most of the vapes, almost all the vapes, came out after 2007.
Right.
So there's a company called Nicopure Labs, which is a maker of e-liquids for vape devices. From who I've talked to, Nicopure is a player in this area. They are a significant company. So this is not a small company. They have filed the first lawsuit against those deeming regulations. That was filed on the 10th, which was on Tuesday. So that is a first step. It's the first of what's anticipated to be more lawsuits, probably from both the vape and the cigar industry end. It's going to be interesting to see who files the lawsuit on the cigar industry end.
The vape, the CEO of that particular company, very well spoken, very direct messaging towards the administration and the FDA, which I applauded.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they really, like I said, this from I don't follow the vape industry much, but Nicopure, this is like they're a rock in that industry. So it's probably going to be significant that they filed that lawsuit.
And that rounds out the news for this week. Don't forget to check out the Stogie Geeks show every Monday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can visit stogiegeeks.com/live. You can also go to cigar-coop.com for all the latest cigar news and reviews. Thanks, everyone, for watching.